Carl, our baby, who is a rescue. He came in July, and when he arrived he'd been beaten, so his head was swollen, his side of his face was swollen, he had blood. He kept crying tears of blood, like he'd been, it looked like he was crying tears of blood for about 3 weeks. It kept happening. Careful. And he's introducing himself to Natasha. I'm Andy Reeve, and my organization is called Love Lions Alive Sanctuary. I have a sanctuary here, and pretty much what I do is I live for lions. When I got involved, it was due to arriving into a situation in a breeding farm and finding, oh my word, there are 83 lions here, and they're due to be sold off in an auction in 6 months' time, and this is wrong. This is wrong that they're here. Why are these lions in these cages, camps? Why are they walking up and down fences? This is wrong. And that was without me having any idea about the body part industry, the canned hunting industry, the sharing of cubs to tourist venues, to hotels and things. So that when I first was involved with all of this, I always used to hear that breeders removed the cubs within the first 3 hours. They used to say then that if they didn't, the cubs had a chance of dying. Now I hear that they leave them for up to 2 weeks, because then the mother's done all that really hard bit and given them the colostrum and just pulled them through, and then they remove the cubs. When they remove the cubs, it would be like the cubs dying in the wild. The mother would go into estrus again within the next sort of 3 or 4 days. So she can start breeding very quickly. The gestation period's only about 118 days. So breeders can push females back to breed. They can have 3 litters in a year, just over a year. And that's on average 3 cubs, sometimes 2, sometimes 4, but on average 3 cubs per female. And if they have, 10 lionesses doing that, 30 cubs, you do that 3 times in the space of around about a year. So a lot of these breeding farms have a lot more females. So in the first 3 months, I realized split male and female. We cannot do this. This is not ethical. Canned hunting is one of the aspects of lions in captivity. So they also, the males are usually the prime targets for canned hunting. Sometimes it's females because they cost less, and the hunter might use a female as the first shot just to get into the hunt. Or sometimes hunters will buy a pair because they want to taxidermy at the end, have the trophies of a male and female pair. And then canned hunting is that they'll sell him to an outfitter or a hunting farm in the Kalahari or in the north. There's a euphemism in the industry where they say, oh, that lion went to the Kalahari. Basically, it means the lion went to be hunted. The main reason captive bred lions wouldn't be able to cope in the wild is they don't have the fitness level to be able to walk and hunt the distances, because they've always been in a confined space. I believe that could grow. They could gain the stamina if they were out in the wild. And it's also what is the wild. If they're in an area where there are other lions, the other lions, just because they're pride specific, they're territorial, the other lions would take them out. So Carl's introducing himself to these 2 boys. These 2 boys were bought by American hunters. They'd come to South Africa to hunt, and then were brought up here to come and see Mela, my other lion. And the hunters were taken to a breeding farm when they left here. And the breeder said, you can buy these 2 boys as cubs. It's a good deal because you pay cub price and you come back in a year to shoot them. And the hunter said, well, they're not really interested in lions. And the girlfriend of the hunter said, wait, let's buy them and give them to that place we've just been where they love lions. This is a story that makes my heart so happy every single day. I can't tell you. When I watch them and see them loving, climbing on one another, sleeping in a pile, I'm just full of happiness. Now set up my sanctuary, and these lions that come here, my big point is that they'll live in the best environments possible and create the enclosures as close to natural as I possibly can, with boulders and trees and natural drinking pools. And I'm just a place that lions that have been born in captivity, who are going to live out their lives in captivity, can live out here with dignity and safety forever, till they die, naturally die.